turns out that legacy is a more powerful predictor of what I call stewardship behavior than altruism. Fascinating research, by the way, at the University of Virginia by a woman named Morena Hernandez. And what Morena has done is she's tried to study what gets leaders and individuals to think about the impact that my behavior is going to have on the company or the future, even when I won't be a part of it. She calls that stewardship behavior. And it turns out that altruism, meaning the desire to do good in the world and make things better, is not actually the best predictor of someone acting in a way for future generations. The single best predictor is personal legacy. If you can get people asking the question, what do I want my legacy to be when I'm no longer in this company? It totally changes the conversation. If you could do nothing else with the leaders that you work with, get them asking that question. Because I'll tell you something, when you ask leaders, and I've asked some pretty greedy leaders that question, what do you want your legacy to be when you are no longer in this company? You start to hear very different things than when you say, what are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? I love John Rapogel, the CEO of Seventh Generation. It goes to show how the questions we ask change the conversation CEOs has with himself. He was running Guinness at the time, pretty great company. He was running Guinness, and someone inside the company had asked him, John, I think you should work on a personal mission statement. What is your mission as a leader? What is your mission in your life? And he says, I wasn't getting any traction on the mission. I couldn't really figure out what it was. I knew what my business mission was, but I had no idea what my personal mission was. And then one day I was taking my kids to school on my way to work at Guinness, and I happened to catch them in the mirror, my two young kids, in the back seat. And he said, I started to tear up. I started to think about my mission statement. I started thinking about my kids. And I realized everything I was doing in my business life was for myself. Nothing I was doing was going to impact their future in the world in a better way. Within a few months, he quit Guinness, went to Unilever, later went to Seventh Generation. Bill Ford, one of the people that we interviewed for our research and someone I've got to know pretty well, Bill Ford said to us, I'll never forget, he said, one of the greatest challenges to CEO commitment is CEO longevity. He said, because the CEO is just thinking about their next conversation, the next place they're going to work. He said, when your name is on the building, and your name is going to be on the building long after you're dead, he said, you can't help but wonder what your legacy is going to be. And I believe one of the most profound things we can do with leaders is to get them to start asking that question. And by the way, the same thing is true even in each of our lives. Each one of us is going to leave a legacy in our career, in our life. And the more we think about that question, the more profoundly we are likely to answer it in a purposeful way.